How are you? I hope you're doing great. Welcome to the Elle Daily. I'm Ellen Roars and happy you're here. So today's messages are all about abundance, leadership, diving in and plunging into the unknown. My first question, actually, I'll open it up with this. If you weren't worried about it not working out, what would you plunge into right now? So maybe there's something you've been wanting to plunge into, take some leadership on. What is it that you would do if you weren't afraid of it not working out? There's so much that I think we think about, and there's those little fears that get in the way. I've talked about that before. The meeting has not ended. I'm going to keep going. I still have to figure out. I say that every meeting, don't I? There it is. It's gone. Um, so yes, and then the soul journey card that I pulled today was all about leadership. So I love how this all ties together. The main aspect that I pulled too with just reading through some of my books was abundance. So all about the abundance that goes with not even just the financial abundance, but when you are stepping in, plunging into a leadership role or doing something fabulous and new, it does bring a lot of abundance. And that's typically a green. So I love colors and numbers. But the abundance color is like that forest green, which is the heart chakra too. So a lot of abundance and love. And that is, again, what this whole journey is about, right? So being able to have that love for yourself and then grow. So you're helping to put it out there into the rest of the world. So you know what? I'm like, where do I start with all this? But that first thing is, taking the plunge. What would you plunge into if you weren't worried about it? That's your number one thing to think about. And I'm going to read a little blip of what I wrote down here. So don't hold back. It's time to go for it. Dive in. It says, don't falter as you approach the water. It's kind of like you see the cold plunges that everybody's doing these days. If you ease your way in, holy mackerel, it's so much harder. I've done them before, and I just like to plunge myself in. Just do it. Because the more that you kind of ease in, it's more painful, I think. Same thing for, if I'm going to go into the lake, I just jump right off the dock. I don't like to ease my way in. So yeah, so don't resist. You've been working for this for a long time. You're ready? Go for it. The answer is yes. So this card of confirmation and clarity, it's an invitation to take the plunge and say yes. If you're someone who prefers to wait for permission or timely invitation, you consider this as your message. So yeah, that's how I felt today. So it's funny. I'll give you a quick version. I've talked a little bit about my Healy app, which is all about the frequencies and energies. It's based on Nikola Tesla's, for the MRI, how all of that energy is created with the magnetic resonance and a much lower EMF. So I really love to study the electromagnetic fields, especially when it comes to picking a sauna. When I picked that, I was like, I want the lowest of the low. But a sauna, a microwave have much higher frequencies, whereas this little Healy device that I have, and I can't wait to show you all about it. That's what I'm going to plunge into. I've been using it now. I got it more for the emotional healing initially. Some of the anxiety and depression I was dealing with my brother's shooting, or how he was shot and killed. There was a lot of emotions that came up. And so that was my initial. And then I also thought, oh, for some of the chronic pain, I was like, I want to see how it works for that, because actually the resonance book that I've been reading, it's actually, I have it tucked away now. I got that years ago, and it talked about how frequency treatments can help with chronic inflammation and especially fibromyalgia. So topic for another day. But where I was going into this is I'm plunging into it now, where I've used it for months and I feel so amazing with it, and I'm ready to share it with everybody. So you're going to see me talk more about it. I'll put it in a separate channel, so we don't necessarily have to have that on the Elle Daily. So if you're not interested in geeking out with me on the kind of the engineering technical side, I love that stuff. Biology, how the cells work, because it really focuses on the mitochondria in the cell and promotes ATP. And it's working too on the proteins in this. It's really cool to explain. So I will get into it all with you on different videos. All right, so let's go into the abundance aspect. So my first question to you, if you have an excessive amount of it, what to do, and if you're lacking it, what to do. So kind of this excessive is that wealthy, secure, lavish, glutinous, successful in business, materialistic, high attention to status symbols, and a workaholic. So I think it's great to have that drive and ability, but it's like sometimes do you need to hone it in a little bit? I know I've caught myself where I'm like, I love some of the nice jewelry and cars and those kind of things, but as long as you're understanding the abundance, go for it, enjoy it. But are you being glutinous? Are you being materialistic where you feel like that's what it's all about? Then try to kind of evaluate that. So that's the first question that I had to think about. And then if you're lacking in abundance where you don't feel like there's enough for you, maybe you're feeling like I don't have the reserves, I don't have the energy, whatever it is on the abundant side, love. This is what it's blocking your abundant flow. You can't quite get things off the ground. You're scrambling, you're grappling to the top. And you're emotionally avoidant. You can't see beauty in the things that surround you. So that's kind of the opposite, right? So it's like you want to be in that balance in the middle. So there's a lot that you can do to kind of work on that heart and root chakra that lead for abundance. The heart helps us navigate our feelings, build bonds and relations with others. It connects us to the beauty of the world. And the root chakra helps to ground us to the earth energy and connect deeper into nature. So yeah, so if you get into the natural world, get into nature, it does kind of reset us on both levels. So if you're lacking abundance, it's going to help you see, wow, nature's free and beautiful. And if you're a little bit up here and you're thinking it's more about the material world, that nature can bring you back into that grounding, more in the heart and earth energy, if that makes sense. So something to think about. I don't know who else was maybe feeling that, but that was the message I got today. So I wanted to share it. A couple other things that came up was healthy lifestyle. I wrote eat healthy, get adequate sleep, exercise regularly for optimal health. That's obvious, right? But that was one of the Archangel Raphael pulled that up for me today. And then prioritize. This is Archangel Metatron says, focus on your highest priorities and I will help you get organized and motivated. So as you are leaping, jumping, plunging, it's like, what do you want to prioritize? So you're going to get that help. I know I alluded to it in one of my messages, I think it was earlier this week. If you're afraid of the how, don't be, because if you know your what and your why, the how will make sense. So just prioritize what you need for that day, and then the rest will just come together. Sometimes for me, writing things down, I'm a big writer, I'm a big journaler, and creative writing, just even to write your thoughts is a great way to just kind of get your ideas and prioritize what you really need. And then all will happen in divine order, meaning if you're going to go forward and plunge, take that leadership role or whatever you're looking to do, it will work out as it needs to. And, you know, yesterday I was just giddy running around the house because it just like clicked for me. Like all the past like direct sale companies I've worked for, you know, I always have my side gigs to bring in extra income, whether it's real estate or some of the other companies out there. I'm a huge believer of it, one for tax write-offs. But I've always had something on the side besides my real job. And like all of these things I've done, even my YouTube channel, everything has just made it so much easier for me to think, yeah, I could really run with this little side gig and have such an impact on people. Number one, that's my biggest thing, but help people to bring an abundance on a financial level as well as health. And that's where I'm at. So I guess knowing that all is going to work as it should. So whatever situation you're thinking about, it's going to work out. That's what I want to reassure you. So I'm going to end it. Get into your full power, right? Your life is calling you for you to step in your full power rather than playing it small, and know how magical you are. Here's that message. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are magical with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. So let's end it on the leadership, and we will say goodbye for today. So your affirmation here is, I am a beacon of radiance, support, and love. So you are a beacon for others. Your skills inspire others to greater heights. It's now time to step into the light and take a leadership role. So maybe some of you are ready to take off into something new. Your soul wants you to know a leader stomps the grass down and throws the boulders out of the way so that the path is easier for others. Sometimes you might find yourself alone or tired. Absolutely. I love taking the off-beaten path. You do get a little lonely. It does get a little bit harder, but it's also so satisfying and gratifying. So So yeah, sometimes you might find yourself alone or tired, but know that when you're doing this, it is making a difference in the lives of many. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve and act as a stepping stone for others to reach their dreams. Even if you've been in the background in the past, right now it's your turn to step forward and become the light for others. So I love that message. And it doesn't have to be leading in a crazy way. It's not like we need to be, well, maybe one of us does need to be the president of the United States. But I'm not saying, it can be as simple as being kind at the grocery store, or for me, I like to try to lead the way in the airport, because the airport is where all of my pet peeves come out. I'm like, my biggest pet peeve, we'll just say this quick, and I have to take a breath, and I like try to lead by example. But when you get to the baggage claim, I don't always check my bag, but when I do, I hate it, because everybody storms right to the very, right next to it. And then anybody else that's not right there can't see their bag. So I'm always kind of like, let's take a step back, because then you can see, you get a little more vision when you take a step back. And then you walk up when you see your bag. Anyways, and it's like the elevator thing too, right? When you get on an elevator or the subway, my pet peeve is let the folks off. Like, don't storm into the elevator or the subway without letting others get off first. So anyways, such a simple idea of how we can lead with example or by example. What is it that you need to lead in your life today? I'm going to send you off with lots of love, and I will see you soon. Bye.